Alrighty, I just got back from watching the eclipse from the Roush Lake, the Huntington Reservoir. I had my GoPro with some welding lenses welded to it. Had this on time lapse. I had this camera on time lapse. Also had another camera. So I got time lapse with lenses, time lapse without lenses, so you could see how dark it gets. And then I had another camera that I used for selfies and still shots and some little bit of commentary. So anyway, stick around, it's really cool. Right up there is our spot. Right there, it's a nice little clearing. We're gonna stick the one GoPro, then we're gonna wait for the eclipse to happen. All right, so here's the setup. It was a little nerve-wracking. I couldn't see the screen with all this sun. Got the GoPro, extra battery. I can take like a day's worth of time lapse with the memory card in there. So we got the sun up there and the camera down here. It's super windy, so I don't know how good of quality of film I'm gonna get. Alrighty, the eclipse is supposed to start right about now, so I'm gonna get comfortable down there and I'll check in with you every now and then. All right, it's just barely starting. There's just kind of barely little clouds in front of it, but you can't even tell once you get your protection on. All right, the sun's about a quarter covered up right now, and the buzzards must know something that I don't know because they're circling me. They're not over me right now, but they just did a couple passes. So maybe it is the end of the world. All right, the sun is about 1/3 of the way covered now, and it got a little bit cooler. I don't know if it's the breeze or if it's the fact that 1/3 of the sun is covered, but it's definitely feeling a little cooler now. It's not looking any darker necessarily, but it's definitely starting to feel cooler. All right, the sun's about half covered up. It's still not any darker, but it's definitely getting colder still. It's kind of weird. There's just a little bit of the sun left around the one side of the moon, and still really not any darker than it was. Still just a little chillier than it was. Alrighty, we're a few minutes from totality. It's not really getting darker yet, but it's definitely feeling cooler. A lot cooler than when I got here. I was sweating when I got here, and now I'm definitely a little chilly. Alright, there's barely any sun left. And definitely, it's feeling like dusk, like the sun's going down. It's not going down, it's still up there, but it feels colder. It's getting a little darker. There's geese making funny sounds. Something's definitely going on now, I can tell. All right, it's pretty much covered up. It's a lot darker than it was. And just like they said, there will be birds chirping and frogs croaking, and there is. The sun's almost gone. Oh, there's a little orange streak now. It's a tiny little speck. The sun's totally covered up. Oh, I can see it through the cloud. That's really cool. Wow. Can you hear those sounds? Oh, wow, that's cool looking up at the sun. Wow. Oh, it's starting to peek out again. Got that buzzard still. That's eerie. It's weird. This is like, it's dark to the left, and then it's like sunny to the right, because I'm on the totally right side, or the west side of it. Wow. Now that's cool. Sun's just barely starting to peek out around it now. But yeah, it's pretty eerie. Sun's starting to peek out now. What I can't believe is there's actually people driving around right now. Like, this is not gonna happen here for another 75 years in this spot. So if I was these people, I'd just stop and look. It's not that hard. I guess they can watch this video and they can see it. Yep. Alrighty, it's pretty much just about as bright as it was. Still a little bit dark to the east, but it's almost as bright as it was before it got dark, I guess. So I guess the fun's over. The wind really did calm down. I wonder if it's because the sun was out and it cooled off, kind of like it does at night, which would make sense. That'd be cool. Be cool if the wind stays died down until I get back upwind to the truck, a mile and a half. So hopefully it does. All right, we've got about a quarter of the sun back, and it's already starting to warm back up. Starting to feel the warmth. It was getting a little chilly there for a while. Just like that, the eclipse is almost over and the wind is picking back up on the lake. I'm coming to you from voiceover land. Just a little recap. It went from being sunny, hot, and super windy before the eclipse happened. During totality, the wind stopped. It got cold. It got kind of dark. I was kind of on the edge of totality, so it wasn't like super dark. But then as soon as the sun came back out, the high winds came back up and it warmed right back up. And just like that, it's just as windy as before the eclipse. There's only like just a little bitty sliver of moon left, I guess you'd call that. Sun's almost all the way out. And the wind picked up just in time for me to kayak back over there. Just like a butt ton of swans just took off over there. They must have just been swimming this whole time and now they're flying away. It's a nice day for kayaking. I'm gonna head to the opposite bank because that shouldn't be as windy as this bank is. A little flooded here. Added a few challenges to the day, but it's all right. Oh, turtle has jumped in the water. Oh, there it is. I almost went right past it. I thought it'd be more visible than that. I was so focused on the white caps that I almost went right past the boat ramp. I didn't think it was right here, but apparently it is, because I see it. Alrighty, that's a wrap. If you enjoyed it, go check out some other kayaking videos that have a lot more kayaking in them than this. Got some hiking videos. I got a Patreon. You can check me out on Patreon. There's some exclusive content on there, and a lot of it's uncut stuff, just so you can see all the cool stuff and maybe get all the uncle jokes in, because I say so many uncle jokes I can't put them all in one video. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. See you next time.